I got a few more things to finish up over there. I can go eat dinner and drink a Modelo and
Never heard of her.
and just hang out.
Oh.
So before we get started, tell me what the purpose of all this is. What are you trying to do? What is your mission, goal, and everything like that?
Oh my gosh.
Serious.
Well, now that I'm under the gun,
You're spending a lot of time on this. This is
This is
a little bit of effort here.
a fair amount of effort. Well, I, being Sam Schneider, the gentleman you met me as, own a production company that is Badbeard. Badbeard's been in business for over a decade. It's done all the things, commercial, theatrical, you name it, photo, video, music, whatever. Along the way, I just started developing great relationships with great people, and I've always had a lot of fun, whatever industry or whatever opportunity I fell into. Speed and dust.
That means the devil's in the room.
Now, he has got to go.
The devil is in the room.
Let him out. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Showed up. He showed up
Well, fortunately, he's in the details, and that's how I run my program. And so over the Jiminy Jenkins.
telling you, man, he's there.
However, I long developed those relationships and did the business I did. Fast forward to today, the business I'm in here on the East Coast where we're at in Atlanta, film business. We had a strike in my union, and so I had a little time to reposit things and finally put together a program that I would feel comfortable with the level of production I run at, which I didn't want to do a podcast where it's just a mic and I'm a visual guy. I'm a big visual creative. And so it only made sense. Hey, Mama, you straighten up that middle guy?
What do you mean?
No, you did it. Happier. That I had the time to put together a podcast, which is kind of foreign to me. I'm not a subscriber necessarily to podcasts, but I do subscribe to humans. And so I had the opportunity to put together a show as I saw fit that is visual, that is just conversation. And so I meet individuals like you. And so what we're doing today is literally just a compounding effort of all of those efforts to have real conversations with real people. And today that is you at the end of our day after 72 hours of knowing you.
So what's the end goal of the whole project?
Badbeard as it stands, as we move into an artificial age, I want to be a personality, a persona non grata that you cannot replicate. It is enough to, you can manufacture voices, likenesses, images, all things. But as my brand expands, it's indiscernible for me. And so if you want to hire Badbeard, it's me. And so it's not that you can take what I'm doing and replicate it. Oh, no, you got to hire me. And so if I have the relationship with you, you got to hire me. If as that works, right? And so that could be an OEM, that could be you name it, Chuck. If my relationship is the valuable asset, then that is who you have to hire, and that is how I will continue to survive and thrive into this next idiom of experience that is life. And so what am I doing? I'm just trying to be relevant 50 years from now. If I don't make it past that, all the better. I got to go to sleep.
And what's your role in it all?
She's the aesthetic queen. You think I'm going to make
You're
this?
the set designer?
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Set designer.
Like and subscribe. And this is Megan. It's meganhammond@gmail.com. Don't stalk my lady.
Yeah, don't do that.
Well, and so I've only, and so this is the show. You are
Andy Meyers.
Andy Meyers of Acclaim, because we have met here on this wonderful Road Atlanta Moto America weekend. But
Motorcycle race.
Somebody was doing something, but we were out just being ourselves, and that's where I met you. And you helped me because I'm not the frequenter of these events with my tent. Helped me secure before the rainstorm. And then likewise filled me in and gave me some coffee too. So what is the best introduction? As I've known you for 17 hours, I've heard so many stories. Where do I even start?
Just Andy, and I hang out really well. I'm really good.
You look
hanging
comfortable.
out. I hang out really well. I'm really good at that.
Yeah.
And I don't do a whole lot more. I own a couple brands in the motorcycle little world, and One of them is called Shampa, and we make headwear for Harley riders and BMW.
Underneath the helmet?
Everywhere. All the thermal gear.
Got it.
I've been doing it forever. Made for Special Forces. I've made for REI, Columbia. I shouldn't say those names, but I've done stuff for them in production. I've done quite a bit in my life as far as designing and making stuff for people. And it is what it is. And then of course I own some expo companies, exposition companies.
What does that mean? I'm sorry, I don't.
So I put on shows.
Oh, okay.
I put on the Dirt Expo in Arizona at Westworld, Scottsdale. Same place they hold.
There's a lot of dirt out there.
A lot of dirt. We're Baja kids. Yeah. We are definitively Baja kids.
Yeah.
And we are desert, we are duners, we're off-roaders. That's a big part. If it has anything to do with off-roading or Harley-Davidson or motorcycles in general, ADV, I'm pretty much in it.
All right, so are you, just so I can disassociate one of these, are you guys, with all the rainbow lights and the flippy-floppies on the side-by-sides coming across the dunes, is this you?
Nope. I stopped going to the dunes in 2009, and I shouldn't say that either, because I put on one of the largest off-road shows in the country. But I don't go to the dunes. I stopped in 2009 because I used to own a bunch of magazines, and I do video out there and shoot out there, and I've watched one too many people die.
Oh.
So I moved into a world where I prefer to be out in the middle of the desert, in the woods.
Solo.
Baja. I don't want to be around a whole bunch of people that are unknowns, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. But I witnessed quite a few accidents out at the dunes, and I made a life decision long before my children were born that I would not. I don't want to. It's great for other people. It's just not my style anymore.
So not judging, but just going to leave it be there at the dune.
And I want it open. I love it. I love the idea that families go out there and get to do.
Well, I haven't been. So this is a free roaming band of misanthropes. This is like
the dunes are the best, man. I mean, honestly, if you can go out there on a weekend when there's not a lot of people, in my opinion, that's the best. It's like if you got a dirt bike or your UTV or your quad or your sand rail, it's like going snowboarding, but just carving all day long through the dunes for days.
Just super forgiving and just...
Well, no, it'll kill you. I've seen 9 deaths out there, but and that wasn't all because of just whatever. But if you're clean and you take care of your stuff and you can do it and you maintain speed and you understand and you listen to the people you go with, you'll be all right. But it's one of the most beautiful experiences you'll ever have. There's nothing like just doing the whole thing.
I don't know about it yet, but I'm hyped.
It is. I mean,
I come for a visit. You show me
on a Thanksgiving weekend, they'll get 100,000 plus people out there.
Oh, that's too many people. I'm not going.
They'll get it'll be 100, maybe even more, maybe 150,000.
Oh,
yeah, it's big.
How big is the space? Like, what is the?
So the dunes for Glamis, it runs from about Brawley, south of the I-10, down to around Yuma. It's just for general knowledge. It's not exact, but runs to Yuma, then it hits the border.
Mm-hmm.
Then it crosses into Mexico. Mm-hmm. And then if you ever look at a satellite map of the dunes in Mexico, they're the largest dunes in the northern hemisphere.
Okay.
And that dune area is a it's a preserve.
Right.
And it's maintained by the United States government, the Mexican government. And you're theoretically not supposed to go into those dunes, but it is massive. If you went into them, you could get lost and not be found.
Yeah.
And if you look at it on a map, it would look like my hand, and Glamis would be my finger. That's the difference between the Mexican side and the American side.
Yeah.
It's massive. But, yeah, it's beautiful. And there's other places, St. Anthony's, Pismo. You go up into Oregon's got dunes, Silver Lake in Michigan, Oklahoma's got dunes. And, it's pretty fun. It's a cool thing if you're into that, Beautiful, actually. It's one of the coolest things. Yeah.
So you're essentially you're like Mad Max was what I'm picking up on.
Not me, Moody. I'm into racing, so I'm
what I've heard a few stories in just the short time we've talked You have a deep background of respect for the culture and all the things, and so you've had a lot of travel. You've experienced a lot of lives. You've worn many hats.
I've worn a ton of hats, and I still do wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
But yes, I've owned companies in America, Mexico, and Thailand. Bangkok. I lived in all of them. I used to teach Mexican history at the best school in Mexico, which is the Tec de Monterrey in Guadalajara.
Un poquito en español, señor?
En mi español es más o menos.
Sí, okay, así.
But I lived down in Guadalajara, and I taught there. I taught international business and the history of Mexico. But I used to fly. I've flown around the world 3 times a year most of my life. And
when I remember a little
motorcycle most of the world.
Little Muay Thai in Thailand.
Oh, yeah. Muay Thai all the time.
Yeah.
And loved that. Trained with some great guys. And I hung out with some really amazing individuals over there.
Are you still fighting?
No, I don't. I've never fought.
Oh, okay.
Just train. I just work out. It's one of the best ways to exercise.
Guys.
I've never met a Muay Thai guy that's out of shape.
Fair.
Sure, watching video, they're just ripped. They're solid. I'm like, that's where I'm going.
I know. I've been like holding out, getting back into it, just because I'm like, well, this is like just a lazy stage of life, so I'm just gonna.
We gotta chill out.
Yeah.
You gotta enjoy it.
But what I know, like I'm on the text thread every morning. What time everybody's showing up, and I just know I'm like not ready to, because you got to commit. You can't half-ass it into the experience, because it's like you're showing up, training with others. They depend on you along the way.
Oh yeah.
So there's no.
Yeah, I lived in the gym for a long time, years, but especially over in Thailand, I loved it. It was really nice, you know. But I've done I've ridden all over motorcycles around the world. I've ridden bicycles, all of Europe, Eastern Europe, Spain, Italy. I've
what brought you to all these places? It wasn't enough to just stay at home and do the 9 to 5. Like you had to.
I got hit by a car, man, when I was a kid.
How old?
I was in my second year of college. Third year of college, down in Tucson, Arizona. I was a pro mountain bike guy or roadie. I was Cat 3 roadie and did some mountain biking. I was a terrible mountain bike guy, so I stayed in, the expert that realm. I was good at it, but I wasn't great. But I was good at downhill.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in a training ride and coming down a hill, and a car hit me. I got hit, and it broke every single bone on the right-hand side of my body. It took them 6 months to get all the rocks out of my face and back. And I was in the hospital, and I'm the only kid. So nobody was there. My parents weren't there. Nobody was there. And I was just laying there, and I swear it was God came into the room and was like, you get one chance at life. And from that day on, I've never had a job. I've picked the career path that allows me to do exactly what I want to do. And I enjoy every minute of it. And in less than maybe a year, right after I graduated college, as soon as I graduated, I moved to Mexico. I wanted to live there. And then I jumped on a bicycle. Well, I lived there. I met my wife in Mexico City on my birthday. And then from there, I went and took off on a bicycle and bicycled all over, hung out. And I've never had a job. I just kind of...
What did you go to school for?
I'm really good at hanging out.
Yeah, good at hanging out. Yeah.
I've got a degree in political science. I've got a degree in history, and I've got a master's degree in business.
Okay.
55. 54.
Well, it's because when they were getting the rocks out, they tuned them up at the same time. It's like a facial. Yeah, they're like, keep them tight with scar tissue.
Yeah, they did.
That'll be the next.
A lot of Botox. Usually, when I get in the car, my lips just explode. I just go. But for these kind of events, I like to
let it all hang out. I get it. Keep it tight. Keep it tight. Yeah. Well, so that is how we met. We're at an event in a space. I won't say unfamiliar to myself, but specifically here as a vendor. This is arguably, other than at Barber Vintage Fest, which was the first experience that a different version of this, but this is new to me. I've worked in and around environments like this for my whole life, but to come and be like, I am the guy doing a thing, which I'm not selling anything, but this is a new format for me. And so to meet somebody like that was fantastic because you have so many similarities to the life I've lived. Equally, I think we have a lot of similar friends. And so it was nice. There was a lot of curiosities in between us, separating us at times.
I know this is good. You're here. The motorcycle market is extremely accommodating and welcome. And you'll find that about the off-road industry, too. Extremely nice people. Great families.
Would you identify more in off-road than motorcycles?
No.
Are they?
I'm pretty much the same because I do the dirt bikes, the adventure bikes. I ride every year to Sturgis or wherever. It's all just one big thing for me. It's what I do. Some people watch basketball and baseball and play golf for their vacations. For my vacations, I go ride a motorcycle wherever I want to go. And my whole family is part of the motorcycle market, specifically my wife. She is more into this probably than I am. And she, as far as bikers, like now she's more of a biker. She's more into Sturgis. She's into biker rallies. She's been doing this. I mean, we started out when we married. Before we married, we started the company.
What was it called?
Company of the Americas is the name of the corporation. It still is today.
Okay.
We had Company of the Americas in Mexico. We manufactured for some big companies. We lost everything. We went...
Not REI, not Columbia. We won't say those names.
No. That was all right. But anyway, we lost a lot of money, and it caused me and my wife to basically be destitute. And I had to work very hard. And we literally started as kids with nothing because I lost everything I'd saved and everything. 28, 27, 28.
That's a good age to be poor.
I was poor. No, it's not for a guy like me who I've finished 2 college degrees in the time it takes most people to get one, and my master's degree. And I had already been a professor. So no, it was not good. There was no good time for me. I was like, this is really horrible. So we were in Arizona Bike Week, and I started with 2 milk crates and a piece of wood with some products sitting on it. We just sat on the curb. 2 little homeless kids, basically, with no money, and everybody bought everything. And one of the biggest Harley-Davidson dealerships, Bob Drone Oakland Harley-Davidson, called us like the next day and ordered from us. And then the biggest distributor at the time for Harley-Davidson products called and placed orders with us. They didn't even know us. They just called. And it began, my parents brought us we went in my parents' garage, and we cut and sewed all night long.
This is in Phoenix at this point?
It's in Chandler, and we worked. And everybody knows Shampa from Shampa. Everybody in the motorcycle community, it was because we were road warriors. We did shows in America, Europe, all the time. Every year, we'd probably do 60 to 70 shows a year. And these got to be bets. We had big trucks on the road all the time. We really opened our factory in Mexico.
Well, what is that ramp from selling it on the curb to then escalating sales that you're getting? How long was this? 5 years? Was it?
Oh, no. Me and my wife were at the $1 million mark within about 2 years.
$1 million.
We were doing $1 million plus.
2 years.
About 2 years.
Hey, I don't know if you can see her Badbeard shirt over there. Check it out. That is...
There it is.
Quality material. Well, and so what are you saying?
Rocket ship.
Yeah.
We became a staple in the industry. The biker community took us under their wings. A lot of the guys, a lot of the big companies. Drag Specialties is still today. Their Parts Unlimited is still amazingly good to me. Yeah, so we're blessed. We're really blessed. Like, we have no credit cards. We have no debt. We've done everything just by, as we work, we just build the companies and we grow, and that's it. And it hasn't been easy. We've had a lot of hard times and financial problems, and it's been rough. But at the same time, we worked really well at it. Me and my wife put in a lot of hours. We're best friends. She is my everything. I mean, if I lost her tomorrow morning, it would be the worst thing in my life. And if but if she divorced me tomorrow morning, I'd be like, you get it all. You're more than equal in my company. And there you can have that on court dates. I don't care. I can live in a tent. I don't care where I live.
You could borrow mine. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I've got one like it. But no, I'm blessed.
Yeah,
really lucky, and like I said, and then the off-road community, she's from Baja. We're into Baja. We love that, and we had an amazing experience with various teams in Baja when we were really at our peak with the clothing company. We were sponsoring trophy trucks, Class 1 cars, full motorcycle teams. At one point, I would have to say the Shampa brand in Baja racing was probably
premier,
one of the biggest. Like we did amazing down there. We had Pistol Pete Soren, who was one of the legacy racers in Baja racing for us, which can't refute that. We had Josh Rigsby with Class 1. We had Craig Anastine. We had Lyman Shear. Lyman's completed 13 Bajas on bikes, and I had his whole group. I had I had Steve Hangeveld riding, gear for me, which he's the most winning Baja champion ever.
Well, so how do you explain Baja to somebody that's never heard of Baja?
Watch Dust to Glory.
Okay, fair.
So Dana Brown, I don't know, you're into movies, so documentaries. Dana Brown made On Any Sunday, and then I'm sorry, not Dana. Dana made Dust to Glory.
We'll fill it in after the gaps.
The son of the dad who made On Any Sunday, Dana made Dust to Glory, who made Step Into Liquid, which are two of the most iconic documentaries ever made. And of course, he comes from his father, which is amazing legacy, right? So, but Dust to Glory is definitely the movie you want to watch to learn about Baja and see it.
So I'll interject.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you from my vantage point, my perspective of knowing individuals that would introduce me to Dust to Glory or Step Into Liquid, which I've seen on everybody's TVs. If I just walked into somebody's house on the West Coast, it would be playing or something like that. But I would go back further and like Fear and Loathing.
Yeah. Well,
I would say that would be the first place that if I was going to explain it to somebody that's never even understood it, I go, remember that scene in Fear and Loathing?
Oh.
And it's Hunter S. Thompson out in Baja. Because, like, nobody knows. Like, it's just an interesting thing. When you're deep in it, you don't know that nobody knows. But I'm on the East Coast. I came up in Florida.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to explain Baja, man. It's like...
It's everything you thought about Burning Man, but add motor vehicles and then call it Mad Max and just give it hell.
That's King of the Hammers.
What's all like? Give it a little this, a little that, a little left, a little right.
Hammers is amazing. Baja's hard to explain, man. It depends on how you go. If you just go to travel and, go see it, cool. If you race it, it's cool. If you pre-run it, cool. If you just hang out with your chick, it's really cool,
Well, so then I've only known you within the 72 hours, and this has only been a subsection of the conversation we've had, because you're also in product development.
Yeah.
And so as you report that you do X, Y, and Z, you're like, well, I actually do product development. You hang out. You're a pro hang-outer. We're hanging out right now. Yeah. But you got a fair bit of skin in the game when it comes to development of products, and we've talked about a couple things.
Quite a few patents.
Well, what brought you to that? You're a fabricator. You're a machiner.
So I got sick of people stealing my shit.
That'll do it.
No joke. I was like, okay, we're coming back into this. I've been ripped off all my life. People stolen everything I've done, just about. And I got tired of it. So me and my lawyers, we sat down and we were like...
I like how you that was me and my lawyers.
Yeah, I have more than one.
Yeah.
And I was like, we've got to do this better. And they were like, just start trademarking what you do, and
pulling patents,
what you want to do, and let's just do it. And it's brutally expensive, but at the end of the day, if any of it works, I'm good. So, and it's not for me; it's for my kids. So, and I don't do anything for myself. Everything you see that I make here goes into their funds for their college and their retirements and stuff. So, I work really hard for my children. And that's all legacy for them.
Yeah.
Generational wealth. I guess that's how you would put it today.
I've heard it described as such. But then as a professional hanger-outer,
I'm good at that.
you got to enjoy yourself a little bit. So when you're hopping on the bike, is this a nice bike? What are you hopping on? How far are you going? Are you resting your head on a rock, or are you at the the Hilton?
It depends. So
How many Marriott points you got?
I am a Hilton lifetime.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, diamond. There we go.
Lifetime.
Yeah,
I don't even need points anymore. To me, it's status. I just walk in and they give me my rooms.
They go, we recognize that buzz cut.
No, serious.
Hey, you're dating me. He's got a wife.
I didn't say all that, but it is true. Yeah. I don't need points. I have millions of points with that. But no, when I ride, it just depends. My last big ride was I put together a dirt ride from the border of Mexico to Las Vegas.
Thanks for the invite, dude.
All dirt, 40 miles of road. That was it. I was gonna take you, but you didn't call.
Damn.
I'm not much of an inviter. I'm one of those intruder type guys. But people.
Well, I don't know if you caught that win, but I just intruded on their operation and invited myself.
There you go. That's all you got to do. So that was a fun ride, and I didn't make it all the way.
Pan Americas?
Tore my leg all up on that trip. Really tore my leg up. It was a good story, though.
Yeah.
It was a great story. So
that's what we're in it for.
So I was riding along the border of Mexico at about 11 o'clock at night, and my buddy Jim was in front of me, and, of course, I'm on an XR 650.
Okay.
And it's big, and I'm only 5'6", and he was on a KTM 300, which is basically a mountain bike with a motor. And I was carrying all the gear and all the gas because nothing fit on his bike. So I'm riding, and he cuts in front of me. And
what's his name?
I get
Jim.
Yeah, and I get roosted. So I go to get out of the way, and I hit a bunch of silt. Needless to say, I go down. I can hear my knee pop over the engine, over the headset because I have music playing, and inside that I can hear it go.
What unit are you wearing? What are you wearing?
I run Cardo.
Cardo guy.
So
Taylor, I see you.
I ripped my leg open and went over, and a guy runs up, and this is 11 o'clock on the border, and the guy runs up and he's like, stay down, we're calling the air evac. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? This is me and this guy, Jim, in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, I look up, and it's a whole bunch of Raptor Border Patrol guys. They were chasing us. They're like, we've been chasing you because who rides a dirt bike along the border at 11 o'clock at night?
Hey, thank God, though.
And they had like 3 of them. And the guy comes up, and I'm like, nah, man, just pick my bike up. I can ride it out. And he's like, he goes to pick it up, and he couldn't pick it up. And I'm like, I got it. And I one-legged it and pulled it up, and I got on it, and I fell down again. And then I was like, okay. And he's like, I'm calling air evac, man. And I'm like, he goes, you went down hard. And I'm like, I got it.
Is it hot? What are you feeling?
The knee?
Yeah.
Nothing. I didn't feel anything until about an hour later when it became like that big.
Yeah.
It ripped all the stuff inside.
Yeah.
But I got the bike back up, and I rode it out of the desert and back to a hotel.
Well, forgive me for wincing in pain, but this last year I broke my knee.
It hurt.
It wasn't. It's not that I would have wished for tendons or ligaments, but I broke my patella in half. And so, if you do a hot dog, not that bad. All your tendons, ligaments stay in place, and it's a relative to quick recovery. I did a hamburger, and so then they all went, ha! And so then instead of when you, as you would know, for recovery, they want you to start using it straight away. I was just here for 6 months, and they're like, that's it.
Oh,
dude, what a kick in the dick.
I've been injured before, but that was an interesting story.
Oh yeah, my story is not nearly as good as that.
I did that. I've been in pain.
You've been everywhere, man. They wrote that song about you.
I've been in pain. I've been in pain everywhere.
Yeah. Well, so when you just lean back in your chair, you're hanging out, which we are.
I really do. I do.
That
I'm really good at hanging out.
when you just lean back and you speculate and postulate and just decide, where do I want to go next? What pops in your head? Do you want to go back to like Thailand? Do you like, Indonesia? You're a Bali guy.
No.
You like home?
No, I travel.
You're a road dog.
I do. And my next trip is after Sturgis. I'll ride to Sturgis, do that.
I'm about to ask when Sturgis is. I don't know. I've been like the last 8 years, August.
Yeah, and then I'll go to, as soon as that's over, I'm going to start riding. I was supposed to, sorry, Chris Callan and Cycle Source and all of you guys. I was supposed to already be on my trip to Panama, but I haven't done it yet because I got overwhelmed with some obligations. Yep. And so after that, I believe we're going to take the ride, and I'm going to just cruise down to Panama, and I'm going to stop at various coffee plantations and do some documentaries and just chill out and do Oaxaca, Chiapas, Guatemala, Nicaragua, Honduras.
Are you a surfer?
No, but I learned to surf in Costa Rica, but I suck at it. But
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
I ride motorcycles and do off-road.
Yeah.
I don't fly planes either.
Not yet.
No. But anyway, yeah, that's the next big ride.
Cool.
That's it.
Well, I tell you what, man. We've been neighbors only a short time, and I've appreciated every moment of your time. I appreciate you sharing the signs that have fallen from my framing.
El Diablo's a key.
But I look forward to our next endeavors and where we're able to connect and meet again.
Hey, come ride with us. Come ride or come down to Arizona and come to the Dirt Expo.
Yeah. Well, clearly I need lots of education on things dirt. So
Dirt's I like dirt. I do well in dirt.
You sound like Kevin Costner from Waterworld.
Dirt.
Remember?
So my video guy
Remember?
just did a whole thing of
The internet's gonna like that.
with Kevin Costner.
Oh shit!
He just did. He just went to Kevin Costner's house and shot videos with it. Shot Kevin Costner while Kevin Costner was making movies.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, one day if I hang out as hard as you, maybe I'll be as cool as you. But until then,
Just hang out.
I will appreciate all the time I get with you, man.
Right up.
And so, until the next time, these cameras right here, this one or this one, whatever you want to tell the world, whatever you have coming up, or whatever you want to bring people's attention to, it is your time to shine.
Ooh.
No pressure.
I like to do motorcycles and coffee if you ever want to come drink coffee.
We didn't even get that part.
Chit chat. Or you can come to the UTV rallies with us in Arizona, Mexico, Baja. Or you can go and see the Dirt Expo at Westworld in Scottsdale with us. Or you can visit Shampa, SCHAMPA.com, and see one of my clothing companies. And that's it. That's it. Not much more to me.
Well, I tell you, friends, true as it is, it was a pleasure. And
Good time.
until our next time.
Well, no problem.
Cheers.
What? Is that too much?
No, that was everything. That was great. What do you think? That was 33 minutes, 24 seconds, 25 seconds, 26.
I guess it's okay. I don't know.
How do you feel about it? I enjoyed the
I
conversation.
should chat with people all the time. Oh, do you have good
Conversations or bad
It's
conversations?
always a nice conversation, you know?
I thought this one was fun, informative.
But I'm
Is it-
saying, if you ever want to come down and hang out with
Yeah. You got my Beedly Bopper? I liked it. What did you think?
Did it record me? Was it recording me?
We're still recording. So I hit this button. Look, check it out. So for your reference, just for all things considered,
Let's see, 1, 2.